Hello, it's Tuesday again, and it's again 14 degrees, and moderate warm welcome from Stuttgart. And today I will talk about graphene CNT and fullerenes.
M.I.N.T. Material Innovation Nanotechnology Talk. Yip, 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 yip.
So you know that I'm a carbon nanotube guy. So I'm doing carbon nanotube since 20 years or so, but I made graphene too. And the interesting thing is probably why I made research on graphene and on carbon nanotube and probably not on fullerene. I like to explain you with the next slide. Materials come and go, same to carbon nanotube, which came after the Buckminster fullerene, which is another carbon allotrope. And since 2010, when graphene won the Nobel Prize, CNT was followed by another carbon allotrope, graphene. So basically, carbon nanotube was officially discovered by µMagazin in 1991, and I'm in this business since 1999. But you can say we had the fullerenes, which are now discussed for quantum dots and other things, and they enjoyed a high repetition in the scientific community. Then carbon nanotube came, and then graphene came, and then 2D materials came, and now today we are talking about carbide. So this means that almost every 10 years there's a new super material around which needs to be discussed from the scientific community. In this diagram made by Raoul Rao, you can see how graphene overtook the number of publications in carbon nanotubes in the year of 2010 as they won the Nobel Prize with this allotrope. And this is simply to explain because when there's a new material, there's a lot to discover and to make research on. And so the research groups are moving from one technology or from one allotrope to the other. So this means many people worked on carbon nanotube, moved to graphene, yeah, and then rising the number of publications in the new technology. And so this means it's like a continuous journey from allotrope to allotrope. And so this explains why the number of publications is shifting. Here it's probably reasonable to use the Gartner hype cycle. I like to explain you what I mean. Gartner developed a visualization about emerging technologies moving from the trigger to the commercialization over the peak of inflation expansion through a lithium slope of time to the plateau of productivity. Now is the question, where is graphene and where is CNT on this Gartner hype cycle? So we see now that carbon nanotube, which is the green bubble, is about to really go onto the plateau of productivity. This means many products are going to be commercialized, are already commercialized. And in graphene, still there's a lot of things we need to learn, but we will learn it and we are on a good way. Yeah. So you see that all technology needs its time. And in many cases, it's more than 10 or 20 years. So why it takes so long? Let's make a short summary.
So you have to develop the processes, you have to characterize the material, you have to make the HSE, the health and security stuff, you have to make REACH, ROS, INDS, you have to make the handling, you have to make the safety instructions, you have to develop the products, you have to qualify the products, you have to market the products, you have to make the distribution channels. So you see, it's really a lot.
And this was only a few reasons why it takes so long. But let's check my BGG, my Bill Gates gap. As I mentioned in the beginning, it's still 14 degrees in Germany, in Stuttgart, since a couple of weeks, but my number of followers rose significantly. So we are going off the roof. And Bill is still losing followers at LinkedIn. I don't know why, but it doesn't help very much. But still, we get more than 30 million followers as this distance between us. So what is the outcome of today? First, since more than 1 month, we have 14 degrees every Tuesday in Stuttgart. So this means we have a quite stable weather. And we learned that carbon nanotube is just another carbon allotrope, which I love very much. But we have to see this in the context of new material development. And that new material development is a time-consuming thing. And then the Gartner life cycle is a good tool to understand which phases a technology has to pass through and why it takes so long. And so that's it for today. Next time I will talk about functionalization and stability of nanotubes, and I wish you a great week. Bye-bye.
M.I.N.T. Material Innovation Nanotechnology Talk.